Please.
Yep, Jeremy.
Here.
Alicia. Here. Kelly.
Here.
David.
Here.
Carrie.
Here.
Lisa.
Here.
And Nadia is absent.
Then rise and face the flag, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, vision. Byron Public Schools, a community of learners committed to making the world a better place. Mission, learn, share, innovate, inspire, and our priorities, personalized learning in the pursuit of academic excellence, inspire students and staff to develop their character, share their talents, and apply their learning, and maintain excellence in resource management. As we don't have visitors, I'm guessing we didn't have anybody sign up to speak during this portion of the meeting. Are there any questions or discussion on the agenda as presented? Okay, would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda is approved. We'll move on to the superintendent report.
Okay, thank you. We can obviously read, but I will just highlight a couple of things off of the report. The first one was in continuing work to try and understand the processes of the district. This is a key component of my entry plan. I have been working with leadership to try and reallocate duties and assignments from the administrative side that over the past couple of years, with some of the budget reductions, some of those administrative positions were seriously imbalanced in terms of the job responsibilities. Some people were assigned duties that just didn't make any sort of sense. So we're continuing to try and wade through that and then create a plan so that we can stay up to date on the reporting and narratives that we need to report to MD on. I've been grateful for the leadership and their willingness to think about things in new ways. There's still some more work to do, and those things just will be ongoing here for the next couple of months. The other thing sorry, I got too many computers happening here all at once. No, I need to be on this computer. I also wanted to highlight the time that you all spent, or that we spent together on the school board retreat. I recognize again that it's a sacrifice for you all to walk away from your jobs and your other duties throughout the day to spend time during the day. From my side, I thought the time was well spent. I appreciated the honesty and the working through some hypotheticals together, and I feel, especially as I've talked to a couple of you on the side, that you found it fruitful. My hope is that we can, at least on the yearly, make that kind of a part of what we do, just so that we can continue to team build and walk through what you would do in various situations, but then also get some training on how to best lead the school district. Beyond that, I think the only other real thing I would want to highlight is just the continuing work on the referendum. It takes a lot of folks, and as I was mentioning in the budget committee meeting before this, we're now nearing the time where we don't really make any more decisions as it relates to the referendum, and now it's just time to start talking about it and sharing what we know. Answering people's questions, and sometimes they'll come up with some weird questions, so we'll have to make a decision about how we answer those. But I feel like we're very near the time where now it's time to start talking about it. So, though that's just the highlights of my update, and I'm happy to stand for any questions that you might have at all.
Any questions, discussion?
Just going along the lines of the referendum, are we gonna say who's gonna be at what location when?
Yeah.
Is that part of the meeting or no?
Yes, that's part of it. That'll be the first
Okay.
thing that we do here once we
Okay.
start talking and working through things.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Lisa.
Awesome. All right, we'll move into our finance report.
So finance in July is pretty boring because there's not a whole lot going on there, right? Not a lot to report from 1 year or from 1 month, but you see Alicia did ask one question about why the year-to-date miscellaneous local revenues were so low, and the answer to that was because of fundraising dollars weren't coming in, which is fine. That's however they want to do it kind of thing, so that's why that was the difference. During the budget committee meeting, Rich asked a question about why supplies were higher this year than previous years, and a lot of that was just timing of one-time things, so. Like Nate, I will be more than happy to take any other questions on the finance reports or the graphs.
Any questions, discussion?
Thanks for adding the percentages.
Mhm.
Makes it easier
Yeah.
for me to digest.
All right, we will move on to old or unfinished business. I don't have anything. Did you have anything? All right, new business. Referendum presentation coordination.
There's a lot of shuns there. I like it when words rhyme or we got alliteration. So, I just wanted to run through a couple of presentations that I do have dates and times and places confirmed where we're at on those. So, first off, we have the high school welcome back night, which is tomorrow. And Lisa said that she was available to help with that. That is from 3 to 6 tomorrow night at the high school. I would need somebody to help at the middle school. The walk the halls is what they call it at the middle school. That's also from 3 to 6 tomorrow afternoon. Our next event is then on Thursday evening from 5:30 to 7:30, and that's at the elementary schools, and that's called the Party on the Playground. Anyway, I do have a couple others, but maybe if we could talk and see if anybody by chance was available. The part I'm most worried about is tomorrow night. If there's not anybody that could come on Thursday, that's less critical, but it's just difficult for me to navigate both those places at once. I can be at one place at one time, I just can't be at two places at one time.
Yeah, can a second person come to the high school at all? Is anyone available?
I was gonna
Because
say, I think 4 of us are students in both of those, so.
in both of them, okay. Because I've got to be with somebody at the parent meeting at 4:15, but only for a few minutes until her mom can come. So I'll be out for just a short time.
I have a commitment at about 4:30 tomorrow. So I'll be feeling longer
And it's-
until then, I think, shoot.
It's not the end of the
I
world, the
know,
referendum
sorry.
doesn't crash and burn if this doesn't
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah.
I have we have a foam presentation board that'll have a chart on it. And then there'll be some literature, just some half sheet information about the referendum. And so if nobody's there, we can still just lay it out and life goes on. But it is nice to have somebody there to talk if at all possible. So maybe it seems like tomorrow is just gonna be rough.
I think it
Is that okay?
is. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Lisa, you and I can kind of coordinate on the timing, and I'll probably send you an email or a text tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And we can sort of that way. Okay, how about Thursday evening, again, 5:30 to 7:30. I don't exactly know what this is like, you all probably do more than I do, it sounds like it's something in between the two schools is what my guess would be.
Yeah, there's, no, most of it's at the intermediate, isn't it? At the playground there, there's booths that are set up,
They've
kind of
had
on
it
the backside
outdoors,
there.
they've had it indoors, and they've had it outdoors.
We were outside of
That's
the
the brand, I guess.
cafeteria.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, it's kind of like a little tables
Yeah.
and like show and tell or ask.
It's almost like a vendor fair.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay,
And it's, you know, hey, have you heard about the Spirit Squad? If not, we can give you information on how to become a part of that. And the sports are all there with their tables. I'll be there as a parent, but I can certainly swing by and do some handshaking and
okay. Anyone else?
And typically Compadres is there with massive, massive burritos.
Great.
Was that the burritos that okay, those were good, by the way. Yeah, good to know.
We were there a couple years ago.
Okay,
Tomorrow at the middle school, I will stop by and see. It really depends for us on how picture day goes and if I'm chasing out the door after a student or if we're chill. So I'd love to commit, but
Okay.
I'm solo tomorrow, so it really, it's
I get it.
Yeah.
50/50.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
these are the weirdest nights, I totally get it, yeah. Okay, so then if we start looking into September, David is going to come with me to the Byron Youth Football Association meeting on September 3rd at 6:30. We'll be at the Legion. And then I have a meeting the week after that with Byron Basketball Association, and that's at the middle school in Mr. Lelux's classroom. It's at 6:30, and I could use a wingman. You can be
Is that on
Yeah.
the 10th?
10th, yep. I'll be Maverick and you be Goose.
Yeah, I could do that. I can be there if you, but
Okay.
if someone else wants to, that's fine too.
Okay. 6?
The
10th,
10th, sorry.
sorry. 10th at
Yep,
6.
Which is what
Wednesday.
day of the week? Wednesday?
It should be a Wednesday, yeah. Okay, I'll put Alicia on. Thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
And then on, I don't know what day of the week this is, the 17th,
Also Wednesday.
Wednesday, thank you. I will be at the Senior Citizens Lunch at the CEC, and that's at 12:30.
I think I can do that.
Okay,
I should be able to be there as well, or in case.
okay, thank you. And then looking into October, I'll be at the city council meeting there on this Tuesday, the 14th of October.
I can go.
Sorry, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
What time?
That'll be at 6 o'clock, thank you.
And I'll be there just because I'm the city council rep, so. I'll be
Okay,
there.
I could be back up if something comes up.
thank you.
Yep.
Nate and Lisa, excellent. Okay,
17th.
and then the next meeting is, and these are in no uncertain order, I'm so sorry. The Chamber of Commerce is the next week on the 21st. And that's also a lunch. I believe it starts at, let me just double check so I don't tell you anything wrong here. I believe it starts at noon.
Barring travel, I can be there as well.
21st, yeah, it's at noon. Okay, and that is at City Hall. Okay. Nate and thank you.
I think so, because of.
Okay, and the last one I have confirmed for tonight is Salem Township, and they are the first Wednesday in October. That would be 10/1 at 7 o'clock.
I can do that.
Alicia?
Yeah, unless someone else wants to.
Township Hall. I haven't, I mean, I've driven through Salem and Four Corners. There's lots of stories there.
I was just gonna
There's lots of
say.
stories. Is that where the town, is that town hall right at Four
Right
Corners
on the
there?
corner, yeah.
That's kind of what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Sounds like it should be a TV show.
Nate and Alicia. Alicia, thank you. Okay, perfect.
So October 1st at 7 PM.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep. So the ones that I haven't, I wanted to ask you about a few of these community ones because you all are super connected and you might know who to talk to. The first one is the Lions Club of Byron. Does anybody know somebody on that? Okay. Who's the person to call, Lisa?
That would be Don Houston.
By chance, would you have a phone number or something for him?
I think I do, actually. He emailed me
Beautiful.
not long ago.
Thank you.
I'll send it to you. I don't want
Thank
to say
you.
it out loud at the meeting.
Okay, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Would somebody have a contact for the Byron Farmers Market that meets on Saturdays?
Ashley Scanlon.
Do you have a contact for her by
I
chance?
don't, but I can get it.
Thank you.
You bet.
And then I have a set of churches. First one would be Christ the King. Do we know, who is a contact there, or if they have like a, because most churches have like a leadership council or a fellowship council or something like that.
I can help with Christ Lutheran, no.
Christ Lutheran?
Christ the King Catholic.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll get to Christ Lutheran
No,
too,
I'm
but
sorry.
does anybody know somebody connected? with
Yeah,
that?
Sarah Kunico or Kathy Lieber.
Cool. And Kathy Lieber,
Mhm.
with an N or just Lieber?
And
Okay. I'm just gonna guess on that last name. Thank you.
okay.
Christ Lutheran?
Yeah, I don't know the name, but I will get it.
All right, Mount Moriah? Ooh, nobody? Okay, I can just cold call, that's okay. Community Celebration Church?
Yeah, let's see. I think we contact over
I
there.
think her name is Rachel, I might have her number.
Yeah,
She's the
because
youth, she's
pastors-
the youth.
Oh, okay.
So Steve's the head pastor, but Tammy might be, they have an office, I can call her.
Okay, thank you. And the Methodist Church, anybody have a contact there? Okay. I was told, and this is the Salem corner of our universe, there's a West and East St. Olaf Lutheran. Does anybody know anything about that at all? Okay, I'll figure that out. How about South Zumbro Lutheran Church?
That's, well, the pastors are Steve Liebenbach and Jeff Bernards, so I can get you their contacts.
Okay. Thank you. All right, and did I send you a note about Summerby? Like if they had a HOA or something?
There really isn't one.
Okay.
It's owned by the developer right now, so,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay. And, let me see, I think I had just two more.
And there is an HOA, to be clear. It
Yeah.
just-
Just
They don't-
not democratically elected.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's
Very good.
exactly right.
Yeah, I get it. The one rub with Kalmar Township is their meetings are held on the third Monday of each month, like ours. So we can go a few different directions with it. Direction one is we can adjust like our October meeting, for example, to a time, so they unfortunately meet at 7, which is smack dab in the middle of what we're doing. So we could look to adjust our meeting up, starting earlier, or scoot it back, starting later. It kind of turns into a pumpkin at 9 o'clock, I'll warn. But that's fine. The other direction we could head is we could assign one of the school board members to go. I've been told by superintendents that I should not miss a regular school board meeting or a work session. So even though I'm happy to go and willing to go, it's not wise for me to not be here at a school board meeting night. We could completely schedule the school board meeting for a different night, of course, if we wanted to. Or I could try and, I could definitely coach up one of the folks on leadership and they could go. Or we could not go at all.
I think we should go, or as, meet with them somehow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think the easiest, it's not the easiest, but I think maybe the best route would be to ask if somebody from the leadership could go, and maybe they live in that township as well.
I know one of the council members, would you want to reach out to him and just ask the township board what they, another option would maybe be for him to come in and meet and then him to present.
That's a
And
good
just,
idea.
or at least have one of them come in and meet with you at a different time.
Yeah.
Just because I know he would be able to anticipate questions and concerns. I don't know, maybe that's too tedious.
Yeah. Okay. Leadership. Any other thoughts or options?
I wouldn't mind going alone if we needed to send a board member. Or with a leader, someone from leadership.
Yeah, and that could be another option too.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. That was super helpful. Okay, I think I am good on that one.
All right, we'll move on to lots of action. Action on the PSEO contract between Byron Public Schools and RCTC.
These contracts are yearly. The agreement is very similar to any other PSEO agreement. It just commits us to allowing our students to go and enroll there for a PSEO option, and it commits RCTC to providing those students with a safe and supportive environment. So these things are, I hate to say it, they're ridiculously commonplace. All the districts navigate these now. So.
Any questions or discussion on the contract? Look for a motion to move forward on the PSEO contract.
I make a motion to go forward with it, to approve the contract as written.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. That contract is good. We'll move on to taking action on the management plan for indoor air quality.
These are very similar, where these are required by law to evaluate the indoor air quality of our facilities, and then to create solutions if we need to create solutions, but then also to have mitigation and emergency plans, just kind of laying out the things that we end up doing throughout the course of the year. These are, these are usually managed by an outside company. IEA is one of the more, so this is a very common company that takes care of these things for us and helps make sure we're compliant with the legislation. So,
Okay. Any discussion on the management plan? Do we have a motion to accept the management plan as presented?
A motion to accept the indoor air quality management plan as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Action on our e-learning plan for 25-26.
Districts are able to adopt e-learning days as part of their response to inclement weather. We'll have inclement weather, I think. I will admit, my first year as superintendent, we had no snow days or late starts, and it was lovely.
For you?
For me, yes. I'm sure the kids were all very disappointed. Yes, they're really, I think it's like, it's just this wonderfully nostalgic feeling. Like, even as an adult, when you wake up, it's like the schools are closed. It's like, well, I gotta manage these kids now today, but it's still wonderful when you see it. Anyway. The state of Minnesota does allow us to use up to 5 e-learning days that count as regular instruction days. But the caveat is we just need to have a plan that you take action on in August. So that is what we're doing right now. We have 4 different learning plans that are very similar to each other. There's a plan on here for what the primary school students will be doing, one for the intermediate schools, and then both the middle and the high school do a very similar plan. And these are the expectations of what students will be doing on those days. And then there's expectations for what the teachers would be responsible for on those days. As it relates to the timing of the e-learning plan, it sounds like the past precedent has been the first day in a quarter of inclement weather is your traditional snow day where, everyone's held harmless for that day, so to speak. And then subsequent days within that quarter are called as e-learning days. So naturally, as part of our communication strategy for those days, we're very clear about communicating, hey, this is just a snow day, go sledding and drink your hot chocolate and do whatever you gotta do. But then on e-learning days, we obviously communicate that, and we'll have this plan out there for folks to browse and try and hold their kids accountable to on those days. So.
And this hasn't changed, I don't think, for our district for the last several years, has it? And, you know?
Both schools kind of updated it a little bit this year, tweaked them a bit, yeah, because the K3 don't have, or K2
Correct.
don't have one-to-one devices, so they updated that, and then the middle school updated theirs, and then the high school and the high school did too. They're the exact same for this year, they just
Yeah,
changed
the-
it slightly.
Yeah.
The major change to the secondary is they used to have the students checking in at specific times.
Oh, okay.
But then that ended up proving troublesome for the home because some of those teenagers are expected to look after the younger ones. Anyway, it created some unnecessary tension. This allows a little bit more freedom to be able to complete the work, so.
Okay, great.
I know bingo cards were one of the things that they could do.
Yep.
Is there any oversight on those? Because, for example, I brought it up last year, we didn't have school because it was too cold outside. Half the bingo card was outside. Like, if we're gonna be closed because it's too cold to send kids outside, how can their activities be to go outside? Like, is there any oversight to that?
Just making sure the activities are logical or.
Right, logical or makes sense.
Able
like,
or.
If we know it's gonna be cold, maybe we have to come up with a different
Bingo card.
bingo.
You're right, they're
grade.
using it because of inclement weather.
Right.
So
Yeah.
send them out in that inclement.
Well, I haven't heard that feedback before, but I can certainly bring that.
Yeah, and it was like the same bingo card, they just keep it right in the back of their folder, it never even changes.
real slick.
Like, it's never even a second thought that goes into it, so.
Yeah.
I thought everyone did what I did and just told your kids to go jump on a bed for 10 minutes that day. Just check the box.
I think that might be the consensus.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can absolutely provide that feedback back to Mr. Hack and Mr. Rodemeyer and see, well, Mr. Hack, because the intermediate school's doing stuff online, so.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good. Thank you.
perfect. Thank you for saying something.
All right, any other questions or discussion on the e-learning plan? Do we have a motion to approve the e-learning plan as presented for 25-26?
I make a motion to, lost my train of thought, to approve, yes, there we go.
I'll second.
The e-learning.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Take action on our superintendent goals for 25-26.
These goals we've been talking about already for, let me call it at least a month. And so we've had, I don't mean to say it like we're beating a dead horse, but more just saying like, hopefully this isn't a surprise to you, is what I should have said.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, and so if you do have any other questions or how a thing needs to look, I'm happy to stand for those and answer them, no problem.
I don't have any questions.
No, I think that was great.
Okay. Any further discussion or a motion to approve?
Motion to approve the superintendent goals as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That carries. Take action on our 26-27 calendar.
Very good. The administration has been working on this calendar for, honestly, we started talking about it on our June 5th retreat. So we've been working on this for a couple months, and then I did meet with union leadership on this as well. A couple things to highlight. If you look at September, we would end up starting on September 1st, and that is partly as a reaction to new legislation that does allow Minnesota schools to open or have their very first day with students on September 1st or after. So even though if you look at the calendar, most reasonable people will say, well, why couldn't we just start on the 31st and start on the Monday? That's making laws for you, I guess is the only thing I can say to that. So as a result of starting on the 21st, our workshop week would start the Tuesday before that, where we'd have our 3 workshop days, and the 2 teacher professional days would be the Friday the 29th and then Monday the 31st. Another thing to highlight is that there would be a week of spring break at the end of March, with the end of the quarter day being the 19th, Professional Day being the 22nd, and then the rest of that week being spring break. And then the last one to highlight is that the Q4 day ends up being Friday, May 28th, which is that Friday before Memorial Day. So, couple of odd things happening in this calendar. The first is that, and I think they're related, I don't know enough about calendar mechanics to have a strong opinion or a strong insight, but you have a very late Labor Day, which ends up being on Monday, September 7th. And then, at least on the school world, you have Christmas on Friday, which means we end up bringing the kids into the buildings on 21 through 23rd of December. So, a couple of unique things happening in that calendar. So.
The only feedback I have is there's no legend to tell me what the colors mean.
Oh, yeah. Not yet.
I was.
I'm sure,
It drove me nuts. I
There you go,
looked
there
and
you
scanned
go.
that thing up and down. What in the world am I looking
I'm
at?
sorry.
I can't reveal it all right away.
That's right.
Yeah, we want you to work a little bit on the school board.
Well, I know after sitting on the calendar committee before that if this is what you get, this is good, because for them to come together on that
Yeah.
that was like a 4-hour meeting the
Yep.
first time. So that's good.
Yeah, I think it was productive. I mean, it's the calendar, and at the end of the day, it just kind of gets into one of that little sliding puzzle where, well, you can move one tile one direction, but then you have to move all these other tiles at the same time. So, anyway.
Any discussion or questions on the calendar? Do we have a motion to approve the calendar as presented for 26-27?
Motion to approve the calendar as presented with a guided highlighting. Highlighted keys, please.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
We do it so Ann and I can snicker in the background.
All right, look to take action on the 26-27 Law Enforcement Services Agreement.
This, like the PSEO agreement, are very commonplace for schools nowadays, in which either the school and the local jurisdiction are sharing the cost, or one is taking on the whole cost, and it just allows that it allows that peace officer to operate as both a law enforcement entity, but then also in some respects that are very limited and lined out in law as a school official. And so in this respect, this is a very common contract. I would dare say this is the very definition of a boilerplate sort of contract. I've only met with Officer Dirks, is that how you say his last name?
I think so.
Okay, and I've only met him once to this point, but he and I have communicated a few times over email. We can do a couple of different ways to evaluate his performance and his connection. You usually in a school district are worried about response times and his ability to connect with administration and leadership to make sure our emergency plans are in good shape and that we're doing the right thing there. The other way is that his commanding officer usually connects with administrators to see, hey, how are things going? And that's because he's funded basically, like in this case, from the city of Byron, who then contracts with Olmsted County, that his commanding officer is responsible for his evaluation, but that they seek us for feedback. So my understanding, which is super limited, is that he does a bang-up job, and he's a really good resource to have around and is very responsive. So anyway, that's my 25 cents.
I did have one question about what you have on the screen there, the 55%. City of Byron, is that what it used to be? And it's now 100% being paid by the city versus 55% being paid by the
And
city?
you may not be aware, but they took
I think
on the
county's
full
paying
cost
45%.
of the school resource officer because of the budget.
Oh, okay.
And they are, if I can paraphrase, taking on the full load until the school is in a position to take back some of that payroll.
But
Lucky us.
the county pays 45%,
Yeah,
though.
they-
The
Yeah.
city
Yeah.
pays 55%.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems like a very cheap police officer.
Right.
So-
Yep, that's only 55% of the
Yeah,
salary.
oh, yeah.
But yeah, so we will have to put that back in the budget then.
At some point.
Mhm.
Good to know.
Or at least speak to the city about how sustainable the arrangement is.
Well, I'll tell you, they're not
Yeah.
gonna, but.
But the community
After
can get
that.
mad at them now, then.
Yeah, they said no,
Yeah.
we cannot get mad at them. They helped us out tremendously. so
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going
That's,
back on them.
that seems super fair, and depending on where we're at with when it comes time to make a decision like that, I do know there's a couple federal grants out there that do help defray or completely cover the cost of school resource officers in the district, so.
That would be helpful.
We could explore those. The major downfall is federal grants are literally the worst to
But we have-
write and to complete and to compile, and so.
Do we still have a grant writer?
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
that's
don't
Carrie
think we have-
Delaney. I think.
Yes, yes.
Funny because my
That's-
class that I
so
just
I have it
started
right here on
today.
my piece of paper.
My governance class that I just started today actually had, it's for nonprofit and for grant writing. So
Okay.
whatever I can share with you, I definitely will.
Good.
Extra
And I
credit, you
won't
could
cost
do
that much.
extra credit, you could do it for the school as a project.
For profit.
I can't hear you right now, you must be in a bad area.
Yeah.
Right.
When we talk about evaluating the SRO, and this, I have no specific
Yeah.
concerns about Officer Dukes, this
Right.
is just in general, I would love if we could look at some, like our disciplinary, like his involvement or involvement in disciplinary actions, and just make sure we don't have groups of students that are being unfairly or disproportionately affected or
Yeah.
that he's involved with.
And that was a big topic from the 2023 legislative session, in which a lot of the boilerplate language on these contracts ended up changing as a result of that. And so I'm glad you bring that up, because that will absolutely be a thing to look at, in that if he is forming part of the school discipline team, that's not what we want.
Right.
We do want him to be a support and a resource, but he is there primarily as, for lack of a better term, he's kind of the guardian dog of the district, and he's not necessarily there to worry about the sheep that are inside of the fence. He's there to worry about the wolves outside of the
Right,
fence. So.
right, to keep
So,
them
yeah.
safe, not, yeah, right.
Absolutely. So
Right.
thank you for bringing that up, and that's absolutely, I can follow that up with the leadership team and just
Yeah,
see
and I
to what, if any, extent he's involved with the discipline of
And I
students.
think we had one for Jacobson too, that's something you might be able to look at from, was it Jacobson? Is that who or what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was something written up 2 years ago, I remember we had to read it in, so.
Yeah, that's right.
If you wanna you could probably get a hold of that too and just kind of see where that was at.
Yeah, I know Jonathan and Mike are going to be at our leadership team meeting in maybe 3 weeks. We're going to be reviewing our emergency plans and looking for some updates on those. So we can absolutely bring that up there. Thank you.
Great.
All right, do we have any other questions, or do we have a motion to approve the law enforcement services agreement?
I make a motion to approve the law enforcement and services agreement, the law enforcement services agreement.
Second?
Okay, motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We'll look to take action on closing grades kindergarten 1 and then 4 through 12 for open enrollment for this coming year of 25-26.
Yeah, as we are just looking at our numbers for these grade levels, and then just considering the change of some of our staff at the different grade levels, and talking specifically with Mr. Rodemeyer and Mr. Hack, the recommendation was to still keep second and third grade open, at least for the next month. But then in September, we would close those to open enrollment as well.
Okay.
Any discussion on the closing the open enrollment?
I'm comfortable with it, as, the leadership thinks that that's the way we need to go. And then, so obviously, somebody coming in and buying a house in Byron, they would just be.
That's different, yeah.
It's not open enrolled.
Yeah, residents always can come in, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to close those grades?
A motion to approve the closing of the open enrollment for the 2025-26 school year for the following grades: K1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Those grades are closed. Do we have a Z update?
Actually, start back to Zed this Thursday. I'm really excited about it. But just an FYI for anybody who travels over to Casson, starting September 8th along Highway 57, and you guys probably were informed about it too, that they're going to be repaving. And so there's like a little map that I can send to you guys if you're interested. It just kind of shows you where all the work is going to be being done. It'll probably impact my drive there when I go next month, but that's it for right now. We've been off in July, and so this Thursday is our first time back.
57, the one that runs in front of the school.
It
In front of
is,
Zed,
Is
I
that
think.
like the Main Street?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it's-
I think
Yes.
so.
Oh,
yeah,
It's
One
where the
off of
two
14
roundabouts.
out to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Okay.
yep. So yeah, if you go back there, I suppose if you, that might affect. Does anybody ever go to Hidden Pines?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that place existed now, I'm like obsessed, but I love it, but it might affect that drive too, so, anyway.
All right. How about a city council update?
Not too much, really. It was a quick meeting, and I had to leave before the very end when I got to do my school board report. But I did give Justin Blum some information about the referendum, and he talked about the 2 points, or not 2 points, but the number 1 and the number 2,
Questions,
the $700 per pupil. And he said there was a lot of good feedback, positive, and the city is, trying to, they're keeping the tax rate the same because they know that people are going to be affected by taxes. So they're really working with the school district.
Yeah.
And it's been great.
Yeah.
It's really been a good partnership.
Great.
Senator Carla Nelson was there, and she talked about, what she talked about, just basically the uncertainty of like mandates and stuff like that, and things that are unfunded, and we don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
That's about it. We talked about new pickleball courts, and the pickleball fundraiser is coming up on Saturday, the Byron barbecue, if anyone's available, to head out there, City Hall on Saturday. Yes. And,
No.
yeah, and that's it.
I don't generally have bounce houses for myself, it's not for me.
Maybe you do.
Like,
You're only young, as young as you feel.
Say, oh, I'm going, so.
Yes. All right. Any, moving on to consent agenda, are there any questions or items of discussion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Consent agenda approved. Moving on to donations. Mr. Treasurer, would you be so kind? Oh,
Do you want this?
No, I'm good. Rochester Motor Cars, $250 to the athletic donation. Byron Youth Football Association, $1,040.81 to the Spirit Squad. Federal, Ryan Bath, First Security Bank, DeCook Plant Shack, Byron Chiropractic, Gaither Industries, all $100 to the Hall of Fame, and the Byron Boosters, $200 to the Hall of Fame.
any questions on the donations?
I would make a motion to approve the donations as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Yeah, so Jeremy,
Aye.
Lisa,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
David,
Aye.
Carrie.
Aye.
Alicia.
Aye.
All right, Mary Katie. Did we get everybody?
Yep.
Okay. Some information or miscellaneous items. Upcoming meetings, September 2nd at 4:30, the facility committee meeting. September 2nd at 5:30 is the listening session, and the work session at 6. Do we have a schedule for listening?
Ann and I are gonna work on it tomorrow.
Perfect. September 15th then would be the budget committee meeting at 4:30 and board meeting at 6 o'clock. So, and then the dates that Nate had discussed earlier about getting out and talking about the referendum. Brings us to our final item.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.